media marketing plan, what is the best structure for one? So I'm going to give you some that are starting to become standard, and then we're going to add to that based on what you think. So page 107 in Groundswell talks about, is there love? So before you even decide to do a social media marketing plan, if somebody comes to you and says, I need a plan, you need to determine, do they really? So you need to know, are their customers using it? If they're targeting people that are 90 in an old age home that don't even have Wi-Fi, maybe social media isn't going to be the way to do it. But if you're actually, and that's maybe you're promoting the events within the retirement home, but if you're trying to get seniors into the retirement home, so you're actually targeting the 50-year-olds, maybe social media is the way to do it. So first you need to determine, are the customers currently using social media or not? Is there love for the brand? So do people actually care about it? Are they passionate about the brand? Is it already happening? And this is something that you guys would have to research. Some companies say, well, I need to do social media to get my brand out there. Well, maybe it's already happened. And maybe you don't need to go create it. You just need to be part of it. You need to converse with it. So the two other questions. Is it catchy? Is it something that people actually want to be excited about? And the last one is it fairly straightforward? Because if you have something that's really complex, so say you sell tiny little stints for heart surgery, and I can't get any more technical than that because I don't know about them, but say there's something very technical about what it is you do, creating a social media campaign behind that is going to be really complex. And because maybe you're only targeting 6 people, maybe social media is not the way to go. Maybe it is, but these are some of the questions you've got to think about before you even start it. So we're going to go through posts because we've got to apply it to social media. So the first thing that you want to know about people is, who are you targeting? Who are they? What is their social media tolerance? Tolerance is the most important part. If you want to do a Flickr account, but they all hate taking photos, that's a problem. More importantly than the technographics, it's really important, but more importantly is you need to know where to look for them. So you know that they like social media, but you need to know, how are you going to find them? Because maybe they're not using blogs, maybe they're not using Twitter yet, but they might be able to get there. But you need to know, where are they right now? Maybe they're all on Flickr. Maybe you want them to be on Flickr, but they're posting their pictures on Facebook. So how are you going to get them from there to there? So you need to know, where do I find them? The point is that you need to have as clear of an objective as this picture has. What is the objective of doing social media? Why are you choosing it? And that starts with defining the problems. You have 3 different types of problems. The first one being word of mouth. So this is under your objective section. Word of mouth, complexity, or hide and seek problem. So you need to define, okay, before I come up with an objective, I need to know what it is I'm trying to solve. Then you need to make SMART goals. So in your strategy, we have listening, talking, energizing, supporting, and embracing. Again, out of your textbook. One of the important parts is not just the big strategy, the listening, engaging, that stuff, but it's also the fine print. This is the details of your plan. So we've got, I went past. Anyways, we've got messaging. So these are important. Timing. What is the timing of these? Is this going to coincide with a certain event that's happening in public? How are you going to build community? So this one's really, really big, because what people say is, we're going to do this awesome Twitter campaign, it's going to be brilliant, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, it's going to do this, and you launch it, and you have 20 people that follow you. So how are you going to build that community first, so that when you launch these campaigns, the engagement, so how are you going to engage them? So now you've built them, but how are you going to get them engaged and paying attention? Because often what happens is you send out a personal request, please follow this, and they do because they're your friend and want to support you, but they're not engaged. They're never going to go to your page. They're not going to interact with you. So how are you going to, entice them to actually respond? We're onto the T of posts. So we're onto the technology. You actually have to go back to which channels work the best in this situation. So action plan. You actually have to, and this is nowhere online. You'll never find this anywhere. But this is what my clients pay for. My clients don't care about the rest of the stuff, to be honest. They flip through those plans really quickly, and they get to action plan. They want to know, how is this actually going to play out? So you put deadlines. You put who's responsible. Because in social media, it's not always just the marketing. If you've already got customers online talking about your brand, find them, bring them into that discussion at the planning stage, not after. Don't say, we're going to have this plan and we're going to talk to them. Bring them in and say, Tell me about this brand. Tell me about what you're doing online. Advice, let the customers lead. This is the hardest one. Brands all the time are screwing this up. You hear this all the time, but you need to put this in your plan somewhere. How are the customers going to lead? Because sometimes they're scared, they're afraid to put up their hand, and sometimes they're going to want to do something totally wacky that you're not comfortable with. So how do you let them do it? Oh, pizza is the king. But that's why they don't use it, because it doesn't make sense. Because you can't say it. So you start with objectives. You don't start with people. Because you don't know who those people are unless you know what you're trying to do. Right? So you're going to start with objectives. Then you're going to do people. Then you're going to do strategy. And then you're going to do tech. And the one that I think is really vital is action plan. And that's nowhere mentioned. So I'm going to add that one. But now what I want you guys to do is add your own.